This is Micah, and welcome to Living Life Strong, where I give you powerful how-to tips on how you can intentionally happen to your life instead of your life happening to you. And so I'm excited about this week. This week, we are going to start out with a simple and basic question, and that is, what does it mean to be a true disciple of Jesus? And how do we do that? And it's a really good question because what I mean by a disciple or discipleship and what you mean by disciple may be two different things. And in the modern concept of discipleship that we talk about in church actually can vary from what Jesus would have understood discipleship to be. And so if I'm using a word differently than Jesus might have used it, then that's an issue. And so we may think that we are a disciple, but we might not actually be the type of disciple that Jesus is looking for. And that's not what we want. A lot of times we become more like historians of Jesus as opposed to disciples of Jesus. Because within our education, we go to school and we study and we pass a test to get us to the next level. But this particular academic system that we're used to in order to grow, it's just about accumulating knowledge. And if we take that and we apply it to church and we think, well, that must be what we do in school, so that's what we need to do in church is just accumulate more knowledge about our Bible and about Jesus. And that's all good, but I'm telling you that if you only know information about God, about Jesus, about the Bible, then that doesn't necessarily mean that we are a disciple. It just means that we are educated or a historian. So what I want to do is I just want to ask the question, what does it actually mean to be a disciple in the way that Jesus talked about being a disciple? And so if we go back and look at discipleship from when Jesus was around and in the Jewish faith, there were really three things that they had in their mind when they said the word disciple, which is actually just means learner. And that was a common term when you followed a rabbi or a teacher. And the first thing that they would have understood is that in order to be the disciple of a rabbi, you would first of all follow a rabbi. Second of all is that you would copy your rabbi, and then thirdly, you had to carry the passion of your rabbi. And so in many ways, it was simply about total surrender and allowing them to influence your life. In Matthew 16:24, he actually says this to the disciples, and he says this 20 times in the Gospels. He says, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves, take up their cross, and this is the key phrase, which is follow me. He said follow me 20 times in the New Testament, and it's something that he would say a lot. And so when he says, come and follow me, what he's essentially saying is, will you surrender yourself? Wherever your life's going, will you surrender yourself to go where I'm going? Will you follow me? Jesus says, will you go in the direction that I'm going? And so when he says, follow me, he's alluding to the fact that we are going to quit the crowd, that we are going to walk with him. You see, following Jesus meant that he walked with you. He walked with his disciples, and that he is going to walk with us if we are going to be his disciples. And so being a disciple and we have to learn to totally surrender our lives to Jesus. It is following. That's the first thing. Now, join me tomorrow when we're going to talk about the second thing, which is, am I willing to copy him? Am I willing to allow him to influence me? Have a great day, live life strong, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow Living Word on social media. We post content each and every week, and you don't want to miss out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and our Instagram, and make sure to turn on notifications for all three, so you'll receive the latest news, updates, and content right at your fingertips.